Hey, this is Byron Brown, also known as the anti-lawyer lawyer. I'm the anti-lawyer because I am a lawyer, but I don't look like a lawyer. But at the same time, I'm a lawyer who has tried more than 30 jury trials and collected hundreds of millions of dollars from my clients. I've been featured on CNN, Law and Crime, and Court TV. What was the process Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott had to go through to change their son's name from Wolf to in California? It's actually pretty straightforward. Also, did Kourtney and Travis Barker actually get married in Las Vegas? No, they didn't, but I'll get to that. People changing their names is super common. The most common time we've seen people change their names is because they get married. And if we roll it back 5, 10, 15 years or more, it was very common to hear people changing their names. It was usually related to a celebrity feeling like their name needed to be changed to help their career or help them get famous. Names that were too foreign were changed to more North American sounding names. Names that were too common were changed to unique and memorable names. And sometimes someone just hated their name. Some of the examples of celebrities who legally did change their names are as follows here. We got John Legend. Well, John was John Roger Stevens. John Legend was a nickname his friends gave him and it stuck. Diane Keaton was actually Diane Hall. She changed her name because there was supposedly another actor named Diane Hall and she didn't want to get confused with that. Katy Perry was actually Catherine Hudson, and she wanted to change it to avoid confusion with her good friend Kate Hudson. And finally, Jamie Foxx was actually born Eric Marlon Bishop. He changed his name because it was more likely stand-up females would get called to the stage first, and so he thought that might help his comedy career. Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott had a baby, and they named the baby Wolf, aggressive. Now they've changed Wolf's name to We Don't Know. Changing your name is becoming more and more common, like I've said, and the reasoning is usually not the same as what we've seen historically. It's not because someone's name is too common or because the person's looking to be famous. Now people change their names for a variety of reasons. They hate their name because they don't feel like their name matches them or it's just too boring. Maybe they lost a bet, and maybe it's just because they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, what did Kylie and Travis have to do to legally change Wolf's name? Now, disclosure, this isn't meant to be a reference or a step-by-step guide on how to change your name in California, but it's supposed to give everybody a 30,000-foot perspective. So the first thing is obtain a court order. Now, as you imagine, there's a bunch of paperwork and forms to get completed, but it's pretty straightforward. To get a court order, you first must file this: petition for name change, and then also a name and information about the person whose name is to be changed. These are both forms that need to be filed with the court, and they're both fairly self-explanatory. The second form to complete is the order to show cause for change of name. This form, again, is fairly simple, but there's a kicker. In this form, under California law, it requires that the order to show cause be published in a newspaper of general circulation for 4 consecutive weeks, 1 time a week. This is so the court can entertain any objections. Not only will the court do their own due diligence, but this may encourage anybody out in the general public who knows why that particular person's name should not be changed would hopefully come forward and let the court know. So why wouldn't a court in California approve a name change? Well, first one would be to avoid confusion. If there was a Kim Kardashian lookalike and she tried change her name to Kim Kardashian, well, they would likely reject that because the court would be worried that there'd be some confusion and maybe some real harm would face the real Kim Kardashian. The California court would also likely reject a person trying to change their name if they're a convicted pedophile. Convicted pedophiles have to register where they live. This, in part, is so that the public and the authorities know where those particular people live. If that person would be allowed to change their name, it could cause a safety issue. As such, it's likely a California court would reject that name change as well. Third form to be completed in applying to change your name in California is a civil cover sheet. Civil cover sheet is filed in any new matter that's filed with a court, and this form is simply to provide the court with a 30,000-foot perspective of why the person is filing whatever they are filing. Now finally, you need to obtain a court order. This decree changing name is the form that you would provide the judge after the judge approves the petition. The judge then signs the form, and boom, now I'm named Charlie Brown. Will Kourtney Kardashian change her name after getting married to Travis Barker? Well, did they really get married? Nah, they didn't. Las Vegas is a huge destination for people to get married. Many famous people have been married in Las Vegas. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, Nicolas Cage and Erika Koki, Britney Spears, Jason Alexander, Mia Goth, Shia LaBeouf, Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos, those are fun names to say, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. Now, TMZ and other news outlets have reported Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker got married in Las Vegas after the Grammys on April 4th at around 1:30 a.m. at One Love Wedding Chapel. But this is the kicker, they were not legally married. Now, in Nevada, specifically, Nevada Revised Statute 122.040 requires a marriage license to be obtained within a county within that particular state, so any county within Nevada. This website allows anybody to search to see if someone has a wedding license within that particular state. So, look, we'll search for Kourtney Kardashian, nothing. We'll search for Travis Barker, nothing. Now, they would have had to have a license in Nevada, no other state. So, there is no marriage for Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. Now, they went through the motions, and maybe if they do really get married, maybe Kourtney would change her name, but I doubt it. She has a powerhouse of a last name, and I can't imagine she would change that. Thanks for watching. Please comment and share. If there's any videos you'd like me to do, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.